No, you're live. No, it's not connected. Good luck. Did you wait for John?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi. So nice to see
Hello.
all of you. How are you doing?
It's really good. How are you?
Doing very well. We're so
Nice,
excited
nice.
to have you join us today.
We're
Thank
also
you for
excited.
Fabulous. All right, guys. So we will give a few minutes just for a few additional viewers to join us on our live feed. So just to make some conversation before we start, Jessica, where are you currently at the moment? You finished your program already, hey?
Yeah, I finished last year, November. Currently I'm not working, but I'm still like applying for jobs. So yeah, just keeping my hopes high.
Oh, we must see if we can promote you for the cruise lines. What about that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds great. It sounds
Okay,
great.
awesome. Awesome.
Mm.
And Kamisha, you are back home at the moment, hey?
Yes, I am.
Is it nice being back home with your family?
It is. I miss them a lot. The food the most.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Are you doing a lot of cooking at home at the moment?
Yes, full job.
My goodness, my goodness. And Wabiswa, you back in the
Hi.
US, eh?
Yes, I'm in the US. I'm on my second J-1. My program is actually ending next month, actually. Next month
Wow.
on the 18th of June. Yeah.
It feels like yesterday that we
It
sent you
feels like
back on your
I
repeat
know.
J1. My goodness, time has flown by. Wow. And Milka, you're currently in the US, right?
I am
Yes,
currently
I
in the
am.
Oh, there's Chef Marka and there's Milka. Milka is currently in the US and Marka too.
Oh, it sounded like you said market from me. My bad on that.
Not a problem. I will make notes of it to pronounce it a bit better when we start. My
All
goodness, guys, and Sihle and all of you, it's so nice to see you again. It feels like yesterday when we did our interviews and started with your
Mhm.
applications, and look where we are now.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, guys, so we will start with our special session today in order to find out what your journey has been like in the USA on the J-1 Cultural Exchange Program. We would like to say hi to all of our viewers watching us on YouTube today. Thank you so much for joining us as well. Please like, share the love, comment, ask questions as much as possible. Let us know where you are watching from. Engage with us as much as possible so that we are able to also answer any of your questions. And if there are any of you also keen on joining us to see where Placement International can take your career, let us know. Let us connect with you. Once again, thank you so much for our very special guest speakers joining us today. I just want to do a very quick introduction on Placement International and what it is that we do. So my name is Bianca. I'm the placement manager for South Central Africa. So I'm responsible for the whole of Africa with the exception of Kenya, Madagascar, and some of our more northern African countries. Now, Placement International is a global placement agency who specializes in sending students, graduates, and young industry professionals abroad to go and gain incredible experience and to help boost their careers, advance their skills, their knowledge, their overall experience in order to give them that competitive edge that they need in a very skilled competitive industry, right? So
Mhm.
Placement International has been operational for close to 20 years. We have a global footprint with offices scattered across all of the continents. And we are so incredibly passionate about what we do serving the greater hospitality and tourism sector, and helping our individual candidates achieve their dreams in working abroad and advancing their careers. So without further ado, I would just like to briefly introduce our guest speakers, and in no particular order, but I'm going to start with Sley. Sley, you're currently working in pastry in the US, right? Where are you currently based? Tell us a bit more about you and where you're from. Sley with us?
I think he's muted.
Sley, you need to unmute yourself.
Oh, unmute. Okay, cool.
There we go.
Hello,
Awesome.
hello. So my name is CK Antinjana, originally from the Eastern Cape province, but I grew up in Vosloorus in the East Rand. My ambition ignited when I had to step up and take care of myself. My mother was working most of the time, so I had to learn how to cook and iron for myself, like to become a responsible adult. So that's where the passion ignited. My plan was to work in the USA as a chef and to expand the love I have for culinary and to refine my cooking skills. I matriculated in 2017. I then decided to pursue my cooking career. I joined the International Hotel School, obtained my culinary and patisserie qualification, and on top of that, I obtained an award for patisserie. In late 2019, I was blessed with my first job at Sun Hotel, obtained patisserie and cold kitchen experience and skill. I then decided to pursue my cooking career abroad with the help of Placement International. I became a fourth cook at the Royal Caribbean Cruise with, yes, I obtained dough cook experience. Yes. I completed my contract successfully. They offered me another contract, but I had other intentions in mind. The initial reason why I joined the cruise was to become more confident. It was more of a self-discovery route. I really became wise and bolder. I learned so many things. God came through with something I've been praying so long for. I knew the Penrewaf opportunity would transform and change my life for the best, because I feel like my Penrewaf experience is not perfect, but it's worth it. It's a great opportunity. I am really learning a lot, and I see my vision manifest. Every day I see like a positive change in my life. I feel I see the future, like I see the things are becoming great. I am really learning a lot, and I see and it truly feels like my dreams are becoming a reality. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so
Yes.
much, Sley, for sharing that with us. And it is really special to see how your dreams are just becoming a reality. And I'm very excited to see what your journey ahead would entail. Wow. Okay, let's go over to Kamisha. Kamisha, a quick introduction about who you are, where you came from.
I am from Johannesburg, and my culinary journey started by cooking and baking with my mom. And I studied at Capsicum Culinary Studio. I did the culinary arts program for 3 years. I graduated with a culinary arts degree, both in hot kitchen and in pastry.
Amazing. And Kamisha, where did you go on your J-1 program? It was
I went
Brennan's,
to
right?
Brennan's, yes.
Amazing. Brennan's Restaurant in New Orleans. What an incredible property. I will ask you to share a bit more details on your program shortly. Jessica, share with us. Who's Jessica? Jessica, just unmute yourself, please.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. There we go.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jessica, and I am from South Africa, Tembisa. I went to the International Hotel School, and I studied culinary arts in 2018. Fun fact, Sihle and I were in the same class. And I
culinary pastry.
yeah, and I did another year in pastry. I then had an opportunity to work at the Fulton by Jean George in New York City, which was an amazing experience. It was my first time in the it was my official first time in the culinary world, if I should say, and it has been a pleasure. I learned so much, and I hope that when I get a job, that I will be able to show them what it is that I learned, because I feel like the desserts that we have in South Africa are very much limited compared to the USA. So there's so much variety that I could show them in the kitchen. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, Jessica. And I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce it correctly, but it's Yousef from Uganda, or where you from, Yousef? You studied in Kenya.
Yes, I'm Ugandan. I studied in Kenya. Yes, that's right.
Tell us more about yourself.
My name is Yousef Kagute. I'm a Ugandan. So for me, my culinary, that's what I can say. I loved cooking back from my high school, that is 2014. So I studied foods and nutrition for 6 years in high school. Then after high school, I went to Kenya to do a diploma in higher national, to do a diploma in culinary arts for 2 years. While in school, the dean advised us that for those who want to take on your career, like to different countries, they advised us and also recommended Placement International. So I applied with the placement. So here I am at the club at Admiral's Cove. I'm left with about 5 months to finish. That will be in October. Yes. Excited about the opportunity. Yeah,
Wow, thank you
doing great.
so much for sharing, Yousef. And Chef Market.
Chef Market it is.
There we go. Oh, please tell us a bit more about yourself.
All right, my name is Chef Sean Marke. I originate from the small township of Diepsloot in Johannesburg, South Africa. Right, growing up, I knew no one who was a chef. No one I knew was a chef and all like that. Really, the passion came from the most weirdest place. My grandmother is a domestic worker and she cooks full time. Sometimes she brings the leftovers home, and just from tasting the leftovers and the curiosity of like what's in here, what made this what it is. Simple things such as bolognese pasta. I could never understand why the sauce was so red. You know, all we cook with in the township is just beef stock and all that, right? So that inspired the curiosity, and in turn I started doing my research and all that and finding out how can I be more inclusive in this industry, right? I completed my matric. Unfortunately, at the school that I went to, we did not have food programs or a commercial class or something like that. So I had to wait till I finished my matric for that, which then I also enrolled at IHS, which is the International Hotel School. I registered for a 3-year program there, which is a professional cookery and kitchen management. And in my second year, the Placement International group came to do their production there. I remember they had the Brennan's crew and Minette was there and all that, and they were presenting for two parties. My certificate allowed me to apply for either front of house or back of house. But really the passion is with the cooking. So I did have to apply for back of house, and I got placed with the Brennan's group. Originally, it was supposed to be Brennan's restaurant, but after the interview went on, I was then placed at Redfish Grill, New Orleans, which I could have said it went by greatly as expected, you know. Well, not really as expected, because I did have my own expectations and stuff like that. And when I get here, to be honest with you, they were exceeded. I did learn more than what I expected to learn. And you know, when you read the title, it's like J-1 trainee, you're thinking you're gonna be there with your notepad and notebook taking notes. No, I got a chef hat and an apron to put on, and I jumped right in it. And it has been fun. It has been educational. And also coming up here, I did realize that most people up here do not know much about our African continents and countries. So it has also been an opportunity to educate on that. I mean, they still think we walk our lions and feed our pet tiger on Saturday, you know, but yeah, so it's also been good to open people's minds to say, hey, there's more in Africa, you know, just like there's more up here. So to say to Africans that there's more up here, come apply, come join the restaurants up here, learn about their cuisines, and also to people up here, there's more back home, there's more in Africa, there's much more to learn around the world. So I have enjoyed that part of it, to just exchange cultures, exchange knowledge, dishes, even in the kitchen as well. There's some things that the chefs here can teach me, and there's some things I can translate to them from what I've learned in the kitchens back home. So it's just been really an exchange trainee program, and it has been fantastic.
Wow, what an incredible introduction. No, thank you so much for sharing. And Nwabisa?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Hi, my name is Nwabisa. I'm Chef Nwabisa Mbuwako, originally from Soweto in Johannesburg. So my culinary journey actually started when I was in high school. In high school, I had been doing consumer studies, which was one of the subjects that we're taking. The passion I had for culinary started there. We did mostly baking, then cooking. That was part of the curriculum at that time. And my love for baking grew so much, in a way that when I was in matric, sometimes I would like do demo cakes and sell them just to my neighbors at home, and they would enjoy it. And then I then decided that, you know what, after matric, I'd like to be a chef. I won't lie. When I spoke to my mom about it, she was like, "Are you serious?" No, I don't think so. And I think also it was because I have a disability called spinal bifida, but I've never let that define who I am. I am strong, I'm resilient. So taking up a career that could be challenging, knowing that I have my own challenges, is different, you know. So I then decided to apply at HTA, School of Culinary Art, and that's where I also met Bianca at that time. She was also one of the lecturers, and Minette as well, as she's also part of Placement International now. I then during my HTA culinary journey, I did a diploma. I did a diploma there for 2 years, and within my diploma, I also got the opportunity to travel to Italy. Which what had happened was that we had a competition that we had entered for a Gota challenge. So you had to make a healthy Gota. So our school then won that challenge, and they had to choose one student, and I was chosen to go to Italy. It was such a great experience. I was there for a week. The food is different. The feeling is different. What you learn there is different. It's also different from America. Every place is different. And then when I came back, I had that urge that, you know what, I still want to travel. And on my second year, Placement International was also introduced to us at school. And we had a presentation from Placement International. I remember after having that presentation, I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I really want to go into this Placement International. I know it's expensive, but I really need to go. And after school, when I graduated in 2019, January. I then had my first job at Epicure Restaurant in Sandton. On the 9th month, within 5 months, I applied with placement, and the very same year, 2019, I got accepted at the Brennan's restaurant. I had an interview with them in Sandton, and I was so lucky and privileged and blessed to be welcomed by them and accepted by them. I got an offer, and when I got an offer, then I went, yes, on the 19th of October 2019 is when I embarked my journey with them. Unfortunately, COVID hit at that time, 2020. But despite COVID hitting, I would say that was the best experience, because from Brennan's, I had to move shortly. I was only there for 8 months. For 8 months, and then I was able to extend my visa due to the COVID. The government allowed us to extend. And now that I could extend, that means I changed. Then I went to Maryland at Ocean City. From Ocean City, I also went to West Virginia at Greenbrier Hotel. The reason why I had changed, because Ocean City, when it's now fall, there's no business, and plus there's COVID, so they had to close down. From closing down, I went to then West Virginia. So in the most frustrating times of COVID, I would say it was the most blessed time, because who would have known that within a year, 6 months, I would have been in 3 different placements. And with the help of placement, being with you through the whole journey is what makes it easier, because you practically alone, but when you speak with them on emails and they are helping you out, you don't feel that you're alone. I am now currently, then I went back home 2023 May. I went back home 2023 May, and I spoke to Bianca months later, and I was like, Bianca, I want to come back. And fortunately, we have the J-1 2 visa now, where you can come back, a J-1 repeat, where you can repeat the J-1. And currently I'm on the J-1 repeat. As I've said earlier, my internship ends next month. I've been at Sorelli restaurant. It's been a pleasure. It's been a great pleasure. It's an Italian restaurant. There's a lot that I've learned thus far, with also the past experience that I've learned from Brennan's, from Ocean City, from West Virginia. It's been such a great opportunity. And the way they are in America, as I said, your disability doesn't define you. Your challenges don't define you. They just treat you like anybody else. As Chef Mark had said, that you don't just go in with a paper, you just go through and write and dive in it. And I think that's what encourages me, that, you know what, here there's so much opportunities. People just want to see the best and want to see you strive in what you believe in. So it has been an absolutely great journey for me. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Nwabisa. And it's crazy to think that I've actually known you for 5 years already.
Yes.
Hey?
Yeah.
Can you believe it's been that long that you've had this journey with
Yeah.
them? It's crazy. All right, so we're gonna move over to Tadi. Hello, how are you doing?
Hi.
Please tell us a bit more about yourself.
Hi everyone. My name is Tadiwa Nashe Mwendamberi. I'm originally from Zimbabwe. I went to South Africa to study culinary arts at the Hearst campus in Paarl, Western Cape. the Hearst campus literally like fueled my passion for culinary. And I knew from then that this is what I want to do and this is where I see my life. So when Placement International came to the Hearst campus with Minette, Bianca, and spoke to us about it and told us everything from A to Z, everything about placement, I was intrigued. I was like, this is something I would see myself going through. So I went through the application process and I got in. Right now, I am in the United States. I'm in New Orleans. I forgot there for a second. I'm in Louisiana at Brennan's restaurant, 7 months in. And yeah, everything's going well. Everything's going great. I'm happy. I'm healthy. We're kicking it. And yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Tari, for sharing that. And thank you for joining us as well today. And then, Milka, you've been sitting so patiently. You look so professional. Please share a bit more about yourself.
Thank you, Bianca. Hi, guys. My name is Milka Chaparaza. I am from Zimbabwe, from Harare, the capital city, the Sunshine City, so we call it. Yay, Tadi, I see you, girl.
You're getting lots of love on the live feed.
I see my hobby. So I started my culinary journey in 2017. I went to Bulawayo at the School of Hospitality and Tourism, and it was so great. Due to COVID, there were delays here and there, but it was okay. Thank God, as soon as I was done, I got employed. Then I heard about you guys. Minette came to my country. I attended the meeting, and that's when I decided that, this is the time for me to actually go there and learn something, learn new things, exchange ideas, because I've always wanted to have a restaurant of my own at some point. So I really saw this as an opportunity. And I was also inspired by my sister. My sister is an accountant by profession, but she used to cook way better than I could. So I was like, oh, I think I can actually venture into this and beat her on something, definitely. So here I am. I am currently in Florida at Naples Grand Beach Resort. It's so nice. It's so lovely. I chose Florida because it's not so cold. I don't really like the cold. So I was like, oh, let me go down there. And it's always hot. It's always sunny. We're always enjoying the beaches. We're always enjoying people. Recently, people have been migrating back to the north. They call them the winter birds. They come here in winter, then they go back. So we were quite busy, but thank God we made it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing, Milka. That's awesome. And I see Wilfred joined us as well, all the way from Uganda as well. Wilfred, share a bit about yourself. Just unmute yourself, please. Wilfred, just quickly unmute yourself, please. There we go.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Bianca. Thank you so much for today, and thank you much for bringing this platform so that we can explain to people how nice it is to move and work with Placement International, and especially to you yourself, because through you, I managed to make it here, because I used to disturb you, asking you so many questions, of which not even one single day you said no, or today I'm tired, I won't answer any question. Because I remember I had your personal contact. I used even to attack you through your personal contact, and you let me through. So I thank you so much for that. And to the rest of the professionals, it's just straightforward to be and to work with Placement International. It will not let you down. First of all, they are so helpful. They know what they are doing. I think they know much, and they researched much about our profession, so they know exactly what we want. They do give nice advice about where we want to go, how things will be, and at least they give you a forecast of what you may find there. what you may find there. And on top of that, they do a follow-up of how things are moving when you are already in the field. So they keep on checking you until everything is well with you. So for that, I give Placement International 100% credit for the professionalism. Then when you go back to the profession itself, I know most of the viewers now, they have a lot of questions than what they are ready to hear from us. Because like me, when I was still there, I had a lot of questions. How will it be there? What am I going to learn? Who are the chefs? What is the place looking like? Is it different from where we are? Will I benefit after 1 year? What will I be? Things like that. I had a lot of questions with me, but now it's time like uh, I can give a testimony 100% if you use Placement International. I don't know any other company that recruits and brings people for this culinary journey etc. But with Placement International, through experience, I know they are doing best. And when you come over 100%, I'm so sure you'll learn a lot. You'll not regret in life, and you'll explore. Apart from what we have been doing in wherever we are, either in Africa or in the other parts of the country, the culture always changes with the food, with the people, with the professionalism. So you always learn something new wherever you go, and whatever you add on, it cannot be removed. It's your experience. So I really advise people, especially to move in with Placement International. They went to get lost and they would get the best. So far, so now I'm almost 7 months here. I cannot regret, even if they say stop here. I've already got more than what I expected. So all the viewers, especially in the culinary, because for me, I'm in pastry and bakery for long. I have a diploma in pastry and bakery. Then I joined Sheraton Kampala. Then I joined Dubai's St. Regis Sadiat, Mina Seyai. So I've been working with some international hospitality groups. So now I'm in USA with Chatham Bars and Inn. It's a great company with great professional chefs, with great people, the culture, and people are always eager to train you. So it's like, that's why I'm saying that with Placement International, I know maybe they just choose the best places where to go and get the best. Because I did not query anything that maybe I was not trained or they told me and found things different. No, at least everything has been going on smooth. So the people who are in pastry or in kitchen and other parts, maybe housekeeping or front office, etc. This is the best place to be. So just use your chances. When you go through, you are with it and you'll be great in life. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Wilfred. And I'm so happy to hear that you've been so supported or felt supported throughout your entire application, and not just once you have a signed offer, forget about you, but we've been consistent in supporting you throughout your program. So I would just like to pose a few questions to all of you, because I think our viewers would be very keen to understand, in comparison to working locally, or how is working in the USA different, with regards to like exposure, mentorships, trends, resources, training opportunities, cultural exposure. How is it different? Was it what you expected? So I'm going to open up the floor. You guys are welcome to answer, whoever wants to answer.
Okay, for me, example, I would say, in the world we have different cultures and we have different way of doing things. The way I wake up in the morning and I have my breakfast is not the way you do back over there. We are totally different. So in learning and in this profession of ours, you need to know different cultures, different professions, different people, different food cuisines, whether Japanese, you have to know some Chinese, you have to know some African, you have to know some Mexican, then you are a great chef. Because you won't specifically say, in my hotel, I invite only South Africans or I will invite only Americans. No. Hospitality goes with vast number of cultures, number of people, number of tourists. So as a culinary person, you have to know, at least have an idea of how you can handle different cultures, especially if you are an African but you have a Chinese guest. What do you do? Will you cook African food? Of course, they will need something to do with Chinese. Then they will be happy to find you can do some Chinese food within Africa. They will ask you, how did you learn it? And that's what makes these people very happy. So coming from Africa, then to the Middle East, then to America, it's a big advantage for me because at least I have a vast experience of dealing with different cultures. That means you are able to deal professionally different menus. For example, you can have an African menu, you can have maybe Middle East menu. Now you can add on American menu professionally, not gambling. Because you have been in America, you know what they are eating, you know what you expect in breakfast. Because, for example, in UAE, I've been there, the breakfast is now quite different with the American style. American style, the portioning, the presentation, and the way they serve, it's almost freestyle, but still professional. So that's also an advantage experience. You have to know, you feel you are in it. See, rather than if you're over there, you read the book here and there, somehow, somewhere you may gamble. But if you are within the system, you really know hands-on exactly what you are supposed to do and what you are doing. And that gives you more experience, more confidence in doing what you are doing, to do it best, and it gives you more confidence that you can even pass over the knowledge to other people who needs it. So with me, that's what I can say. You can never get lost. Just have a chance. If you have the chance to come over here, you will learn a lot. Uh, when it comes like presentation, how do they present? How do they serve? And what do they serve it with? And how do you talk to the customers? And what do their expectation? What is your expectation? Things like that. So American style is far different from the Asian style. The way I was in UAE and African, it's far different. It's almost freestyle but professional. Yeah.
Okay. So just to explain to our viewers, all of our candidates or guest speakers have either already completed a USA J-1 cultural exchange program, or some of them are currently completing a USA J-1 cultural exchange program. Now, the J-1 visa is a skilled visa. It affords candidates the opportunity to go and work at top luxury hotels, resorts, and restaurants in the USA for a period of 12 months. And during that 12 months, even though you're taking on full duties and responsibilities like any of the other staff members, it also includes a very intensive training plan with the purpose of helping you to advance your career by learning additional skills, gaining additional knowledge, gaining additional exposure so that you're able to grow and advance your career. So, Yousef, I just want to find out from you, the cultural exchange program obviously allows candidates from all over the world to basically work together within the USA. You get to network with each other. You get to learn from one another. It's almost like traveling across the world within your property that you're working at, learning from so many different nationalities and cultures and influences globally. Did you have a mentor or someone within your work workplace that you really looked up to, who really helped you grow as a chef?
Um,
Uh,
in my work environment, I say I have a lot. I can't specifically say that this one, for example, I'll start with our general manager. Um, Unlike in Africa, whereby, we are used to kitchens whereby you shout. Uh, some members will agree with me whereby sometimes you find that chefs are not coordinating well with our service people, whereby service people have to be like humble. They are like taking chefs like goods, what small goods. Like it's different here. It's different here. Everyone is equal to the extent that even the general manager is like you might find that it's like there is no hierarchy. The general manager he talks to you. He likes you to talk to them like you're their age mate. So here, all managers, all even the guests here, it's like there's no like this phase we say like the guest is always right. No, no, no. Guest has to talk to you with respect. Your manager shouldn't shout at you. You shouldn't shout at your fellow employees. So should have respect for each other. Yeah. So those are some of the things I've seen. And also personal development is always also looked at. For the head HR, she always conducts monthly lessons with us who are on the J-1 program, because I'm not the only Ugandan here. We are two Ugandans. Wilfred, yeah, we're in the country together. Yeah, we're in the country together. So I'm in Florida, just like one of the speakers said. Yeah, Florida is great. The weather is good. Yeah, even the people are great. So the working environment, basically, I'll say this is where I've seen like, yeah, I'm looking up to some managers and I'm like, yeah, when I get the opportunity to be one of the managers, I just want to be like them, because you feel like, yes, he's telling you what to do, but he's not like commanding you in a bad way. And also you take the instructions well, because you know that they have told you the instructions well. They have instructed you on what to do. Currently, like when I just joined the station I was put on, I didn't know anything because I'd never done pizzas. Yes, I'd done some bit of baking, what, but I'd never done pizza. So that was my first station. But the people I found there, they taught me on what to do. They gave me everything. The good thing is that when you're open to learning and also you give them the opportunity to teach you, they will teach you well. And also you should, yeah, passion is always needed. So yeah, I ran the station well, I will say, and I'm one of the best there. That's what they tell me. Yeah, I believe that's what they told me, that, yeah, you're one of the best on that station. Yeah, I say thank God. But yeah, the experience, this is where I learned that, whoa, you should always go where you're valued. Because I studied in Kenya, went back to my country, Uganda, thinking that, oh, I've studied in one of the leading hospitality countries. So going to my country, I'll easily get internship or I'll easily get a job, my dear. I didn't get any, so I had to like leave my country to go seek other opportunities. Yeah. And alhamdulillah, thank God, yeah, I got the best. Yeah, got the best.
Well, thank you so much for that insight. And I wanted to ask Kamisha. So, Kamisha, you went as a student initially, um, and it was a huge step for you to leave home and to travel literally halfway around the world to the USA. What went through your mind when you arrived in the USA for the first time, and it's like, what was I thinking? What did you experience? What did you feel?
To be honest, I was scared out of my mind. Um, it was really terrifying at first. I didn't know where I was, what I was doing, who to ask for help, where to get directions. But having Brennan's with me, the general manager was amazing and extremely helpful. They helped you get a hotel. They made sure you were safe. They left you with a map, a phone number, everything they equipped you to be on your own there. And the experience was absolutely amazing. I learned so much and it's been such a blessing. And I'm so glad I actually took that big step, had the courage, and went out there, especially from a home where we're so close, and having to leave my family was one of the biggest, most dangerous things I could have ever done. And if I had the chance to do it again, I definitely would. There were no regrets. I met so many amazing people. I learned a lot. People, they are very different. The culture is very different. But you get to learn. And I learned about myself, my career, my surroundings. It's not just about your culinary journey. There's a personal journey to it as well. And you expose yourself. And it was just absolutely amazing. I had so much fun, and it was quite an experience.
Amazing, Kamisha. Thanks for sharing. Nwabiswa, it's not all work all the time, right? Did you have time to actually travel a bit and to have fun and to immerse yourself in the culture and the heritage and the touristy things while you were there? Were you able to save up a bit of money and travel and so on? Oh, he's still muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I always have a lovely time, actually. One of my best experience within my placement place, Brennan's in New Orleans. Man, I love that place. I'd go back 100 times if I could, if I had the money. One of the fun things was Mardi Gras. Unfortunately, I couldn't go to the Mardi Gras this year because it was busy at work, but it was such a fun experience. I've traveled to Washington. I've traveled to Atlanta. Where else have I been to? Of course, West Virginia, Ocean City. I've when I travel, well, I'll just go just to see the place, just to experience the place, like 1 or 2 days, because you wouldn't be given like a full week of off. You'll be given at least 4 days. So I've traveled, I can say about like three different places, which is Atlanta. I went to as I said, Washington, West Virginia. So that's far, that's where I've been to. And literally when I just go on holiday, I just go to just experience it, just to see different places, eat what they eat, have something, because there's always different cuisines. I mean, in Brennan's, my favorite right there is turtle soup. I've never had turtle soup in South Africa. Here in Charleston, there's no turtle soup. Here in America, they have biscuits, and I say to them scones. But the difference is that they put salt and we put sugar. So I'll be like, this is scones. Difference is that they have salt and we have we put sugar in ours, and they would eat it savory versus us in South Africa would eat it as a sweet treat, you know. So it is such a great experience to see different types of food that, oh, okay, this is how they make it, this is how it tastes. I won't say all kinds of food are my favorite. I still miss home. Home is always home. There's no place like home. And the food, there's no much pleasant food like home. But the fact that you could learn different cuisines in different areas, even if it's America, but not every state is the same way. Not every state has its unique thing, like gumbo. One of the other most famous dishes are gumbo in New Orleans. It's not my favorite, but it's not my favorite. As I say, turtle soup is my favorite, but that's how you see that, oh, in different places, you learn a lot, and they are not all the same. Even if we're in America, but different states have their own special dishes, and that's how you also learn what they like and what they are known for. I mean, in Maryland, in the Ocean City, ocean food. I mean, crab legs, they love making crab. And that's where that was the first time eating crab, actually. And that's where I also started loving crab. Now I eat crab legs like nothing, you know? So it's been a pleasant time, and it's actually my J-1 that made me travel the most, but I've only literally gone to 3 places by myself just to see how things are and just enjoy. And I was also I went to New Orleans just recently, I think 2 months back, and I went to Brennan's to see them, just also to thank them. It was such a pleasant experience. I'll never forget Christian in my life, and Chef Chris. Chef Chris will always be my mentor. She will always be my go-to chef. She inspires me because she's a pastry chef. I know I have a culinary diploma, but my dream is to be a well-known pastry chef, to have my own bakery. So that's my dream. So she's always been my inspiration. Brennan's would be my top out of all the places I've been to. Brennan's will be my top placement for me. So yeah, so that's how it's been.
Wow.
So Noavisa, Brennan's and Redfish Grill is traveling to South Africa again this year.
Nice.
Coming between the 22nd of August and the 3rd of September. So we're very excited to host Brennan's in South Africa. Bringing the management team again, and they will be recruiting for chefs and food and beverage candidates again to come and join the J-1 program. So thank you so much for sharing that. You know, Brennan's will always hold a very, very special part of our hearts. So Jessica, I want to find out from you. You went to the big city, right? New York.
Yes.
And what has that been like? You know, been some of your highlights? What have been some of your challenges, and how did you overcome those challenges? Because I mean, it's a very big, bustling city.
Yeah, I went to New York City by God's grace. Getting there, when I first arrived there, I mean, I knew nothing of the how the subway worked, because that is like one of the big modes of transport, the subway. So it was kind of like confusing. But I had this roommate who's also from South Africa, who kind of like, she was street smart, so she kind of like helped me navigate the train station. It's a big city, a city that never sleeps, as they say. But it was really amazing just getting to see the Big Apple, just experiencing different kinds of tourist attractions that we'd see on like televisions or on social media. So that was really amazing. But my biggest challenge, as I said, it was like the figuring out my modes of transport, but also in my workplace, like you kind of like feel, especially when you start, you kind of like feel out of touch or out of place. But I had in my team, it was just a group of ladies. So even my head chef and my sous chef, they were female. So that kind of like helped me find my place and kind of like find the balance. So that was amazing. And I'd say feeling imposter syndrome and feeling anxious. So those were my biggest problems, but how I overcame them as a girl of faith, you know, prayer really helped me down. So that was really it. And whenever I would feel like homesick, I would call home. And my mom would kind of like encourage me, because at any small inconvenience, you know, I feel very sad, or rather quick to like become emotional. But one of my highlights was meeting Chef Jean Georges, which I never met before. I never heard of him prior to me getting this job, the internship at the Fulton. So that was the biggest highlight. I mean, I saw him at the restaurant. This one time we had an event called the Black Bass and Croûte, which is kind of like an annual thing, but I never got to meet him. But this one time, my friends and I were somewhere near Central Park, and as we were walking by, I was like, "There's JG." So we kind of like went up to him and we met him, and that was an amazing experience. He was so warm and welcoming, and yeah, I mean, that's it. Yeah.
I was about to ask if you ever had the opportunity to meet him, because I remember we were in a webinar with the various restaurants and that's within the Jean Georges group. And something that really stood out for me is their hands-on approach when it comes to training and how excited they are to share their knowledge and to allow candidates the opportunity to actually see a dish through from start to finish. You know, you're not just going in there to do the mise en place and the preparation, but you actually get to actually do the entire dish from start to finish, which is such an incredible opportunity, you know, for a young chef to be exposed to.
True, true. They encourage you to even do better. I mean, I've never been in the hotline, but I was working in pastry. So they really allow you to ask any questions you have. They show you the ropes, anything that you really don't understand, or you volunteering to like go for an event, they really support you and encourage you and motivate you. So that's really, I mean, as a trainee, as an intern, you really need that. And for people to kind of like let you grow and for them to see you grow. I think that's also big.
Thank you so much for sharing, Jessica. And Sley, you were in Washington, D.C. Why did you initially decide to apply for the USA J-1 program? And what would you say would be one of the highlights or one of the most prominent things that you've actually learned during your program so far? Sley, just unmute yourself.
So I'm still in Washington, D.C. currently. So I'm still doing my J1 at the Penrose DC. I'm enjoying the experience. I'm really learning a lot. Like now, my chefs are going out of town. I'm gonna be running the kitchen alone for like 11 days. I'm gonna be doing everything by myself, tea, everything. So I stepped up. Like even in the cruise ship, I was running the. It's all placement international. You know I've been with you since the beginning, so you know. Like my flowers go to you, like you Bianca. Like from the beginning, you were like you cared, like you
It was
reached
like a
out
mom.
to my emails, like okay, there's an opportunity, and like you showed care from the beginning. So I'm really grateful for what you did, and I'm here to give you your flowers in person. Like thank you for what you have done for me, because I feel like if you weren't here to, if you were not in placement actually, like I wouldn't be where I'm at. So it's because of you, Bianca. That's why I'm giving you my flowers today. Thank you. Yeah,
Oh,
you are a blessing. You are a blessing. And I'm not saying that to make you like, I'm not selling myself to anyone. I don't care how people feel, but I'm really like being honest, and I had to do this, and I'm doing it today. Yes, thank God that He gave me the courage to do it today. I'm giving you my flowers today. Thank you, Bianca, for everything, for the C1D visa, which I still have. I can still go back to the cruise ship and I can still grow in the cruise ship. Thank you for the J-1. Which I'm here, I'm working with great people from the Food Network. I'm connected, Carlos. So thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Well, Sley, it is an absolute pleasure. And to
Yeah.
all of you, I mean, it is such a privilege for us to be part of your journeys and to
Yes.
see from that initial welcome call that we've had,
Yeah.
when we spoke about, what is it that you want to achieve in your careers, and
Yeah.
where is it that you want to go to throughout, seeing how you grow within the application process still, with the mock interviews, preparing you for your official interviews, giving you tips and advice, looking at various offers, and then seeing you off. Once that visa is approved and you send us that message to say, my visa's been approved, and you book your flights and we send you off. It's like we travel through your experience, and it is such a privilege and a blessing to be a part of every single one of your journeys and to see you succeed. Because ultimately, Placement International, that is our mission. Our mission is your success. And it's not just for a once-off program, see with Nwabiswa, see with Sley, we walk a journey together with our candidates. It's, if it's not a repeat J-1 visa, it's with the cruise lines, or if it's a European internship opportunity. So Sley, thank you so much. I really do appreciate
You're welcome. I thank God I gave you your flowers today.
And I will keep them safe. I will keep them safe. Thank you so much, Sley.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Is Chef Marcus still on the call?
Yes, I am still on the call.
There we go. Chef Marcus, thank you so much for still being here. I wanted to just, from your point of view, hear why you would recommend anyone to join the J-1 program, and what they can expect in terms of benefits, not just financially, but overall in career development, in personal development. Why would you recommend anyone to apply for the USA J-1 program from your experience?
Well, I'd recommend people join the program mainly for experience, to learn more than what you already know, irregardless of your experience in the past or where you have been as a chef. There's always room to learn more cultures. Like the previous chef just said, that learning more cultures actually just makes you a better chef. You just, by knowing more and more cuisines, it infiltrates in what makes you the chef that you are. So that I did appreciate coming up here, and I would encourage more people to apply for the J-1 program, mainly for that, to get you the experience and mainly bring back the experience home. For example, in my home country in South Africa, we have a very high unemployment rate problem. And I would like to see more and more young people, like, instead of hoping for jobs, but creating the jobs. And with the experience that you get up here, trust me, you can easily go back and open your own little food spot and employ just 2 people. That's all it takes. That's all the country really needs. Just 2 people at a time, or 1 person at a time. Whatever business it is that you open, inspired by your experience that you acquired on your J-1 program, please take it back home. That's what I would like to say to all J-1 applicants, to all the J-1s that actually are here and the ones that have completed their program. Don't gatekeep that experience. Share it with the world. Share it with your home countries, create jobs, open a food store, open a food business and all that. And you can be better equipped to do that by getting more experience. And the J-1 program really is one way of doing that. Like when you're here, you're not only going to be in the restaurant that you're working in. Like restaurants here sometimes do pop-up restaurants, whereby we're going to do on offsites catering and stuff like that. We have holidays whereby they change the menu completely and make it custom to that holiday. Like, for example, we had Thanksgiving, we had Mardi Gras, and now most recently we had the Jazz Fest. So things like that, whereby the menu is completely changed to specifically fit that event, that holiday, that catering and whatever. You learn from that, and you also learn things outside the kitchen, how the chef prepares the menu for that, how they cost it, all that is experience that you can use to better empower yourself and actually yield more entrepreneurs, more business owners, taking back the experience back home. So that's what I'd like to encourage people to join the J-1 program for, is come here, milk the experience for all you can, and learn as much as you can from the restaurant that you work at, from other J1s that work at the other restaurant. Like, for example, in New Orleans, one thing I've noticed is there's plenty J1s here. So you never really have to feel alone. If you're ever in New Orleans, trust me, there's J1s here. We have WhatsApp groups. We have all that, whereby we're all inclusive. We talk to each other. We hang out on our day offs. Sometimes not even our day offs, because, we can't really get day offs all aligned, right? But sometimes after shift, we can hang out for a drink or two, that kind of stuff. So just know that you will have a family away from home. You will find family in strangers. You will find fellow Africans here who are probably feeling as homesick as you, as frustrated as you. And sometimes I know people are not willing to leave because they're thinking maybe I might miss home too much. You will, but you will have some things that will remind you of home. You will have comfort foods there that do remind you of home. Like you don't have pub where to substitute pub, like for people maybe thinking maybe where will I even get pub. But I recently found out you can even order it online if you miss home food that much. But we cooking their own yellow corn meal here and making it into pub. Anyway, to make you miss home, we host events whereby we cook for other J1s and just make them feel home. We did that on Christmas, and I look forward to having more hangouts like that, just to make J1s feel all included. So yes, you will be away from home, but you will find strangers that remind you of home, or family away from home. So do by all means apply for the program, broaden your experience, get all the knowledge that you can, and most importantly, bring it back to your home country and empower your people.
Incredible. I couldn't have said it any better. And just to add to that, I just wanted to ask you specifically because with your introduction, you said that you came from Diepsloot, South Africa. So I know the J1 program is not cheap. It is an expensive program. It is a skilled visa. It includes the training plan. It includes the mandatory health insurance that you need on the program. Now, a lot of candidates would be concerned about being able to afford the program, although we do offer a lot of payment plans to make it a bit more easier for candidates to pay the program off in installments. What is the average earning potential, for a chef? Are you able to financially sustain yourself during the time that you're on the program? Being able to afford housing, afford transport, afford taxes, groceries, and still be left with enough money to pay off if you have a payment plan, and still be able to kind of save up a bit. Have you guys found that you've been able to support yourself financially during this time on the program?
Yes, I can speak on that a little bit. I can definitely say 100% you will be able to financially feed yourself or take care of yourself while still paying for the program, while still paying rent. I'm privileged enough at Brennan's. They can help out with that. If you're really struggling, they can help out with that. But obviously with good discipline, with spending your money, 100% you can take care of yourself and you can do everything. Because I've also I've been going on mini holidays because work can get so stressful. I've gone to Tennessee, North Carolina, and I was able to do that. I still pay rent, taking care of myself. So it is very much possible, yeah.
And of course, once you're done with your payments towards the program, you have that additional money that you can save up towards travel or towards saving for the next opportunity, which is super important for candidates to actually be able to live comfortably and not have to worry about where the money is coming from. So, and Milka, from your perspective, what has it been like living in the USA? You know, the culture, the just overall, what was your experience, or what is your experience living in the USA?
So for me, living in the US, the first days it was so challenging because I had to adjust from the time change. I had to adjust to the food and then the housing because you be sharing. You can't afford to be living on your own. So I had to adjust on a lot of things. I now had to take the bus. But at the end of the day, you still have to be comfortable in your own situation. You just have to embrace it. Anyway, we came here to learn. So all you have to do is to just take what you have to take so that you can go back home with it. But overall, it has been great. I've had time to travel too, seen places, enjoying with friends. I've had a chance to have Spanish friends, you know, learning a bit of Spanish and learning a bit of Jamaican because there are a lot of Jamaican people down here. Jamaican food, which is so good, and also Haitian food. And I love shopping a lot. So I've been having trips to the mall every now and again, and I really love it. So overall, it has been great. So I would really encourage anyone who's really considering to come to the US to definitely do it. It's worth it, guys. You won't lose anything. It's just a year. When I came here last year, I was like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to survive. I was homesick before I even came here, leaving my family back there. But look at me now. It's almost a year. And you look back, you be like, how did I get here? How did time fly so much? You know, you just can't wait to come back. You're looking for new opportunities already. You're like, oh, this time maybe I'll go there. Maybe I'll come back because the people are so good. The chefs are so welcoming. I have had a chance to be in different restaurants. I know some of the Mexican dishes. I've been in fine dining. I've been in pastry. You know, I've been to the beach. Like there's a different menu there. I've been everywhere, literally. So it's so good. Banquets, you know, and you'll be thinking if you want to be a pastry chef, if you want to venture into fine dining, or you want to be a banquet chef, you know, and it's worth it, guys. It's worth it. I really enjoyed myself.
Incredible. It's so valuable that you share that with a different exposure that you get, because it's not like you're just going to go to, if you go to a hotel that you're going to, like in South Africa or back home, traditionally you would do breakfast, lunch, dinner service, banqueting, room service. But most of the properties in the USA have more than one outlet and you get that experience and exposure moving between the various outlets, getting a greater variety of experience and exposure, and different cuisines, different influences, different styles of service and so on, which is so incredible. And I mean, the USA are known to be the trendsetters within the hospitality industry. You get exposed to, you know, things that you've never been exposed to locally, and just opening up your mind to the possibilities and having that excitement to bring those ideas and inspiration back to your home country, which is so super important. All right, guys, so are we going to end off soon? I just want to find out any last words. Wilfred, from your side, anything that you would like to add to inspire other candidates to join? Wilfred, you're muted. Please unmute yourself.
I mean, let them just whoever is there and still struggling to decide what the next step, whether to step back or whether to move. I was once like you, so it's better you move on. Step up, come and join us, come and have the experience. You'll not regret. The more chefs you work with, the more chefs you get hands-on with them, the more experience, the more exposed, and even the connections themselves. Because if you work with one chef, that means in case you are stuck with an idea or you need to learn something or you need to do a certain menu, you need to have some consultations But you have only one chef in life, so how will you get enough of ideas to do better menus? No. So if you have 10 chefs, you can never fail to create a very fantastic menu, and that's how we learn, and that's the experience. The more you move, the more chefs, the more experience, the more culture, the more everything. So it's the best idea, the best decision I've ever taken. So let them do so. They will not regret. I think that's it.
Excellent. Thank you, Wilfred. And Kamisha, given the opportunity to go back to the USA?
I would definitely go. It's been, like I've mentioned earlier, it's been such an amazing experience. You learn so much. So I would say go out there, live your dream, do the most. There's so much to learn. And working with placement, I know you're not alone. It might be scary. Yeah, it's not easy. But at least when you look back, you won't have any regrets and everything, it'll all be worth it in the end.
Amazing. To everyone that joined us today on the live feed, for our guest speakers, I would like to thank you so much for taking the time to tune in on the live feed, and for you that joined me today as our honorary guests, our guest speakers. Thank you so much for sharing your experience, for all the gratitude. And I look forward to seeing where your career will take you. Please keep in touch. We are ultimately a family at Placement International, and I look forward to seeing you succeed. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. All the best, and we will be in touch with you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Jessica. Thanks, Sley.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Yousef.